No, I heard New Zealand is good. You know.
Yeah, no, we're great. We're great at the moment. Nothing much to worry about.
Yeah. And it was
Like,
nice. It was nice to hear that like after that like mass shooting, they were responsible in figuring out like what to do after that situation to prevent stuff from that happening again. You know what I mean? Versus
yeah,
here
for
here
sure.
in the U.S. all the time there's mass shootings. You know?
Yeah, and there was this one in New Zealand and the old country freaked out.
Yeah. Like Australia, like I think it was like early '90s or something like that is where they banned like certain guns or whatever, and then ever
Hmm.
since then is when they stopped having any sort of mass shootings. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they seem to have it under control now.
Yeah. But here in the U.S., yeah, it's crazy. And then not only that, but what's crazier is street and gang violence, like Chicago, Baltimore, St. Louis, and Detroit, like and like lots of other places. There's lots of people just killing each other on the streets.
But like, what? Like, because I've never experienced this, obviously, but uh, where you live, what
Yeah,
is it like walking out your door? Like, what do you see? Is it because I see in movies on in New York City and stuff like that, there's heaps of people walking on the sidewalks, and there's muggers that grab people's purses and stuff. Does that actually happen on the street?
like meaning people stealing like that,
Yeah, on a regular basis. Like,
or do you mean like people like holding up a gun and like trying to steal from you? Is
I
that
mean, all of it, any type of disturbance when you walk out your door.
so? So here's the thing about the U.S. is it's very different town to like, or it depends, but like there's a lot of towns within states that are different and can be very different, and then lots of states that are very different than others. um, and then with that being said, there's even towns and cities that different parts of the cities or towns are better or worse or different or whatever. So
Mhm.
to answer your question, is it depends on where you're from. But so let's say for New York City, um, there is that stereotype, and it is pretty much true that there's tons of people and they're just walking everywhere and going to their places or whatever, doing whatever, minding their own business. Lots of stuff happening. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
but in regards to crime, for pickpocketing, that doesn't exist in the United States. Like that's non-existent.
Okay.
That happens in like certain European countries or like Morocco or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes to like mugging people, so like holding a gun up to them and stealing or whatever, it that happens at random parts of the country. But that's not gonna happen in like broad daylight, or it won't happen like daylight, or no, or it won't really happen in like some of those major cities like New York City or whatever. It's usually like
Yeah, I see.
bad areas, like only bad areas, but you
Oh,
still never
okay.
know.
Yeah. I mean, that pretty much answered my next question. I was going to ask what the dark alleyway situations were because you see
um
all of them in movies.
yeah, so it's like it's not exactly like the dark alley thing they try to push you in it or whatever, that stereotype or whatever. Maybe it was like that back in the day. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, if you're gonna get mugged or whatever, it's usually a thing. Like, let's say you're walking at night alone or something in a bad neighborhood, and then there's like guys can like maybe like drive up or whatever, and then they get out of their car and then like what I mean, beat you up or like threaten you with a gun or whatever, and then take your stuff or whatever.
I
It
see.
could be that, or it could be a thing. They're just like, I don't know. There's lots of different ways it can happen, but for crimes. It's usually not like those cheesy stereotypes in those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's
Um,
like, say, where you live right now, whatever city, uh, a murder didn't occur today, or does a murder happen every day?
In the United
Like,
States, easily, yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, like in your city.
Oh, in my city, no.
So it's not really as bad as it seems.
It's so it all depends of what city or whatever. Like so for
Yeah.
top 50 for the cities that have the tie wait, sorry. For the
No.
city that had for the cities it's cuz like your echo distracts me, sorry. Um for the cities for the top 50 cities in the world that have the highest murder rate, four of them on that list are United States cities. The rest of those cities on that list are from third world countries. So those four cities are San Juan, Puerto Rico, because the U.S. owns Puerto Rico. St. Louis, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland, and Detroit, Michigan. And wait, and then I'm going to let me check. So Chicago, or let me check. Baltimore, Maryland murders, 2020. Let's see what it was. So in Baltimore, Maryland, that's just one city in the United States. There
Mhm.
was 335 homicides in 2020.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in just that one
That's a lot.
city. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then
That's mental.
let's see murders. So Alabama is one of the most dangerous states in the United States. Um, oh, it doesn't even say how much for them. But let me see. Let me see one of the worst. So my state is one of the safest states,
Hmm.
Massachusetts. But let me check one of the worst cities in this state to see how many murders there were in 2020. Um, so it says 17. That's not that much.
In 1 year.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah,
I mean,
um,
for the United States,
yeah,
that's not
yeah.
bad.
For 2020, let me check another one. Oh, it doesn't have any other one. But I don't know. Maybe it didn't count all of them.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. So it's but the United States is just so big and so different state to state, city to city, or whatever, that there's tons of safe areas. You know what I mean? But
Sorry. Yeah.
then there's certain just not safe areas. You know.
Yeah.
But you can. It's just it's a thing where you can like easily look online, like what's a nicer area or not or whatever, and then figure out where to move. That's the thing that's so great about the United States is there's so many states and so many areas. It's just so vastly different. Also the terrain, the cities, the job opportunities, whatever. That like
Hmm.
it's nice you can freely be able to move anywhere like that. Versus like I feel when you're in like other countries, let's say a European country or whatever, you're restricted a lot more. You know what I mean? You can only
Yeah, I
like
see.
barely live in those small countries. So
Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. Um,
yeah,
let me leave this voice chat real quick.
yeah.
There we go. Oh yeah. About your hat. Do you work at NTV?
No, that would be
Ah,
neat though.
yeah, that would be neat.
Imagine. Yeah, I work at MTV,
That would be
but
so fucking cool.
maybe someday,
Someday,
you know,
dude.
Sunday fun day. No kidding, but
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah. But it's savage in a lot of ways. This country, it's interesting, and the prison system is crazy here.
Why? What's it like?
I've never been to it, but like I've heard about it and stuff like that. But there's lots of violence in them and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wow, that's crazy to think like that.
Yeah, it's like for first world countries, it's like pretty bad here. Um,
Yeah.
and then it's the second, I think, most incarcerated country or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, there's lots of good and bad about the United States. Another bad thing about the United States is there's a big like drug problem here, but different
Oh, I
parts.
bet, dude.
Yeah, and it depends on what part of the country. So my part of the country, like northeast, there's a lot
Hmm.
of people who use like heroin and heroin
Oh,
deaths and stuff like that. Versus other parts of the country, like the south or whatever, or the states that border Mexico. Um, there's a lot of meth in those states and meth addiction. So
yeah, I hate drugs, dude. Uh,
yeah,
Drugs are real bad.
yeah. Do they have any drug problem there in New Zealand or no?
Um, well, a baby got murdered uh 2 days ago
Oh dear.
or 3 days ago in Waitangi, Whangarei, I think it was. And the father who killed her, which was her daughter, was on methamphetamine. So,
Oh.
I mean, it's floating around. I mean, we have lots of weed, uh,
Mhm.
lots and lots of weed.
I
Everyone
feel
does weed here.
most I feel most countries do at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but besides that, no, we don't have too much drugs here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, it's sweet. I like my
Yeah.
country. I'm glad I was born in this time and stuff
In
like that.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, time and place.
I still feel very blessed to be born and raised in this country and to be a citizen of this country cuz it's a lot better than most countries, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities here. Like my mom, she's from Venezuela, which like the past 15 years, especially the past 5 years, it's been an extreme disaster. I don't know
Oh,
if you
jeez.
know. I don't know if you know the situation in Venezuela.
No, I don't. But I can
Oh, okay.
imagine.
Yeah, it's like extreme violence, extreme poverty, tons of. It's like it's similar to North Korea in the sense of like the government problem,
Yeah.
like dictatorship. The people are starving, um, but in
Oh,
regards to other problems of like violence and stuff like that, it's like El Salvador, Mexico, uh, Honduras, like stuff like that, extreme violence. Um,
yep.
so like
Um,
the cities, that list I was talking about earlier of like the top 50 highest murder rate by city in the world. Uh,
hmm.
the capital of Venezuela is number one.
Oh, I see. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
are you talking about a city?
Venezuela is the country. Caracas
Uh-huh.
is the capital of Venezuela.
Ah, okay.
Hmm.
I see. Um,
Yeah, but the whole country's a disaster nowadays.
I see. What about Mexico? Because I
Mexico.
watched a video about some Mexican gangs, like, do people ride in low riders and shoot people and stuff like that in Mexico?
So there's a big stereotype that people make that Mexico, all of it is dangerous. There's a lot of conservatives here in the United States. Do you know what conservative is?
I don't.
It's like Trump's kind of party. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like on that side who like make the assumption that all of Mexico is bad or whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
Mexico is kind of like an extremist version of the U.S. Um, So what I mean
Like,
by that is like the bad is even worse. It's like a third world version of the U.S. How about that?
oh, yeah.
So like the poor can be quite poor. There's a lot of poor people there, but the thing is like people make the assumption it's like all bad and all gangs and all violence. But the thing is like there's it's like the U.S. There's lots of different terrains. There's like farm area, like middle of nowhere area. There's tribal areas. There's tourist areas. There's city areas, and like there's civilized cities. There's non-civilized cities. Then there's places that are there's a number of cities that are like fine. Then there's a number of cities that are very dangerous. Um, so like the Mexican cartel and like gangs or whatever. Um, there's like lots of them.
Hmm.
And it used to be a lot worse back in the day, but over the years it's been getting less and less intense, but progressively like a little bit of like of improvement throughout time. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy of improvement, but it's been getting better.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's good.
so that's the situation with Mexico. Is like it's so to put it simply is like it depends on where. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, like Dubai. There's another stereotype there where it's all bad, but I see
Oh, bad. I heard the
well,
opposite.
yeah, but I mean like because I saw these YouTubers and whatever, and
Hmm.
uh in Dubai apparently they got huge houses, huge apartments,
Yeah.
luxury cars,
Yeah,
and then
Dubai
there's
is
some
extremely
areas.
luxury.
Oh man, I can. I
Yeah.
saw those videos, dude.
It's very interesting. That's how Dubai is, but I've never been. I want to visit it sometime. But
Yeah.
it's very interesting. A lot of different places is like people make assumptions, understandably, because they've never seen it themselves. But then when they make it there, it's very different than what they heard or perceived it would be or whatever. Like that was the same with like certain countries I've been to. I've been to 7 countries. I've been to Argentina, Chile, Canada, Bahamas, Aruba, um, Switzerland, and Israel.
Wow, dude.
Yeah,
You've lived a life.
yeah. I want to
That's
visit a
awesome.
lot more.
Oh, you should come to New Zealand. It's me
I
knows
want
here.
to. Yeah,
Try
I
some fish and
definitely want to.
chips. Try some pineapple lumps. Oh, bro,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it.
How's like the wildlife there? Is it like dangerous like Australia?
No, we have no dangerous wildlife here.
Interesting.
We got. Oh, we have white-tailed spiders, but we hardly see them.
Yeah.
Like anywhere in the country. They just
Okay.
pop up once in a while and you just squish them.
Mhm.
They're actually poisonous
Oh
and
damn. Are they small or big?
uh, they're pretty big. They're
Oh,
like
okay.
do you have daddy long legs there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like that size, and they have a
Oh, okay.
white,
So is it like kind of like that?
a little bit smaller.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
like
like
that,
that.
and their legs stretch out. I mean, they're
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
creepy, but you know,
Yeah.
we don't have snakes. We don't have fire ants. We just don't get it. We're pretty
What
peaceful
about
here.
like even the ocean animals and stuff like that aren't that
Yeah, no,
crazy? Oh,
there's
okay. That's
I
nice.
can't think of any other problem with that.
Yeah,
We
that's
do
good.
have a bit of a problem with the gang. We actually have two main gangs here. One
Mhm.
is the Mongrel Mob and
Mhm.
Black Power. So
Are those New Zealand gangs though,
yeah,
or are those like those other islands over there?
no,
Okay.
New Zealand gangs. They're all over the country.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah, it's, they they do cause a problem. Stealing cars and all that, but
Hmm. So are there
they don't
is
kill.
yeah, that's good though at least. But yeah, I find that very fascinating too is how there's like people who like steal but don't kill and stuff like that. Like here in the US, there's a lot of people that like I think that's a problem here in the US and like also Russia is that just too many people are just so gun happy, you know what I mean? too
Yeah.
many guns around. So with that being said, is there's a lot of people who make stupid decisions and end up like killing someone or whatever for money or this or that. But
Yeah, I agree.
and then they're gonna get caught. You know what I mean? If you're gonna kill someone, you know.
Yeah, the only reason they don't kill is because they don't want to go to jail.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of people who like get on drugs and then make stupid
Ah,
decisions or whatever, and you know,
exactly. Like
but
that baby murder story
hmm
that was
yeah.
fueled by drugs.
hmm Is meth a problem there or no?
Uh, a
I
little
feel
bit.
I feel meth is popping up in a lot of countries. It's
Yeah.
very interesting, and I think it's just gonna get worse and worse over time because
Yeah, but
that's
you
like
just
an
have to be
extremely
strong. You have to be real strong, don't you? Like you're your own person, you can choose not to do it. It's
yeah.
just if you want it, if you want to accept it. But
hmm
I've never done drugs. I'll never do drugs. I'm still 17 years old,
Yeah,
so I've gone through my high school years, and I still haven't tried any drugs
that's good.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I've
like them.
tried a number of drugs like in the past or whatever, but
Hmm.
it's like it's a similar idea to like an open relationship is like if it goes well, then everything is perfect, right? You know
Mm.
what I mean? And it's even better than a regular relationship if it goes well. But the thing is there's so many different ways it can go wrong, and there's a lot higher chance it's gonna go wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way I perceive it. But uh, if anyone would ever ask me like, oh, I want to like I'm thinking about trying drugs or this or that or whatever, I would just go to the point of saying just don't even bother. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen a number of situations where people accidentally or I've seen a number or have heard of from like friends or whatever of situations where people like accidentally ended up getting addicted to something or they use it to cope of stuff or they got physical and or mental health problems because of it or something went wrong from like singular trying like we have a family friend uh, that his nephew like took Molly. Yeah, you know what Molly is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it
yeah,
in the movie.
like MDMA or whatever. So he took Molly, uh, like at a club or whatever, or a concert or whatever, and he died because of it.
Wow.
So just because of that one time, it like that's all that it can take. You know what I mean? Certain drugs, and then people are. It's like people don't realize that there's many different ways you can enjoy life. There's so much to enjoy about life. You know, you could go surfing, you could go, I don't know, rock climbing. You could even use
Yeah.
something mild like weed or alcohol, but you don't even have to use that stuff. You know what I mean? I've been to like 50 concerts, something like that, and I only was intoxicated at like two concerts. The
Wow.
rest I didn't have a single substance or whatever. And I felt the ones that I didn't have a single substance at, I felt I had an even better time because you're fully aware. You're able to, enjoy the whole
Yeah. Yep.
experience.
Exactly, dude.
And I
Exactly.
feel if you're like altering yourself in any sort of way, it's like, are you really enjoying yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I like drinking. I
Yeah.
I won't lie about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't mind, sitting at home and having a good drink,
Yeah, yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. But like meaning moral of the story is like people don't have it like with weed or alcohol they don't have to be like addicted to it or savages with it or have it constantly. But they can definitely have it like here and there to chill. You know what I mean? Because those are
Mm,
mild and chill. Uh, but then yeah, no, it's interesting. But I just think it's best for people to stay away from
yeah,
drugs.
I do too,
So
100%.
yeah.
Well, thanks for answering those questions.
Yeah, yeah,
That
it's
was really
very
cool.
interesting stuff. Yeah, I looked up your YouTube channel. I support it. It's neat. I'll check it out later more. You know what I
Thanks,
mean?
bro. I
I
appreciate
was
that.
like looking at. Yeah, I'll subscribe. Oh wait, I didn't even subscribe yet. Yeah, I'll do that
That's all
now.
good, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there we go. Yeah, yeah, I just subscribed. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
thank
Thanks,
you.
man. I'll
And
catch
and
you another
I'd
time.
love to be in one of your videos if
Dude,
possible.
I'm recording right now, dude.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah,
You're gonna
add
be
me. Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, yeah, add me. I'll definitely watch it. I'll like it and stuff. Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
what's your
man.
Instagram, real quick,
Uh
if you got one?
yeah, so I make music. This is my Instagram.
All right, sweet,
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
awesome. I'll add you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Sweet, bro. All right,
All
it was
right,
nice talking
thank
to you.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Sweet. Catch you
All right.
later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.